Okay, you are live.
Okay. This or not, but- Okay, so we'll officially call to order the Fire Retiree Health Insurance Funding Trust Board meeting. Gonna be kind of informal here because really we haven't adopted any bylaws and that's part of the agenda here, but we don't have any previous minutes. The way that I set this agenda up is according to how it was listed in the IAFF contract.
Yeah.
It really, well, actually, the bylaws that you and I have talked
Yeah.
about specifies the order of business, so to speak. So do any of you have any, we don't have any minutes from the previous meeting. Anybody have any correspondence or presentations? Okay. And no old business. So the new business really is the review and approval of the bylaws. It'll kind of guide how we do things here. Does anyone have, we all had a chance to review and does anyone want to make a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the bylaws as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion and support, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
We have bylaws, thank you very much. I feel like that took us a long time, Chris, but yeah, good.
We got there.
Yeah, right, so then according to the bylaws, we need an election of officers, so we need a chairperson, an assistant chairperson, and a secretary.
I'll make a motion that Nate would be the chairperson.
All in favor of Nate being chairperson? Aye,
Aye.
you are it, yay, congratulations.
You think you might be able to, you may still be here for the next meeting, Peter? So you could be the
Yeah.
assistant
Yeah.
chairperson?
I can do that.
All right,
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to have JB assistant chairperson. On favor, aye.
Aye.
Yay.
And Linda, would you be the secretary?
I think that makes perfect sense.
I'll make that motion
A
too.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Minutes are gonna be easy. So y'all have a copy of the MERS statement
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
quarter. And as Nate and I were talking about, these statements don't come out for MERS till probably 3 weeks after the end of the quarter.
Right.
So we won't have June's statement until towards the end of July. As soon as we get it, I'll email it to all of you, but likely if we keep kind of the same timing of the meetings, it's going to be, we're gonna be looking at the June, yeah, so.
Do you think that that would be the best case? Would it be better to, in the future, rotate it so that it's right after it came out? That would be my thought.
I think it would be better to make it more like,
Relevant, updated information.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So if we did,
After the last day of the month.
yeah, maybe if we make this, let's see. By October the 7th, though, if we're talking about the next meeting, October the 7th, I believe we'll have the September statement. I believe we will. We just don't have, because we're so close to. Oh, no, we won't. No, we won't. If we make this more like November the 7th instead of October the 7th, we can talk about that towards the end, but I think it's gonna be a little more than a quarter before we meet again. If that's all right with you. Okay. So what I can say though, so at the end of March, there was $429,536 in the fund. As of today, there's $484,338. So there have been some additional deposits since then, of course. The periodic rate of return as of now, well, the 1 month ending June, I'm pretty sure that would be June, 1.185 return. The 3 months was a negative 2.5%. And the calendar year to date was a negative 6.7. I see this shows as of March, it was a negative 3.9%.
I don't think any of those in the current situation are bad numbers. I'm like, we have a positive right now for the month of June.
Right.
Yeah, I take that in any of my accounts, right?
Right, and you know, when you look on the second page of the MERS document, it shows the fund is 100% invested in the MERS total market portfolio. And that is considered a moderately conservative balance kind of fund. So, you know, we have options for things we want to invest in. It wouldn't be my recommendation to move anything right now, but we'll see what happens. But that's the kind of thing we should probably talk about on a basis, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of anything else that you'd like to see on a quarterly basis from me who can provide any kind of
I think it'd be helpful,
numbers?
from my perspective, to know how many members we have.
Active members?
Well, yeah, how many active members that are contributing,
Okay,
how many retirees are contributing,
okay,
because that won't necessarily be as many retirees as are eligible. That would also be a good number to have, is how many are eligible, but that maybe not as a retiree participating. And then how many people are actually collecting.
okay,
And I don't know if we need to go as deep as, because, okay, let me give you an example. So Sean, the thing he's about to go, and he's saying I'm doing it, getting the insurance, because he was on his wife's and he thought he wouldn't do it. But then they reviewed how expensive it is for him to be on her retiree healthcare. And I was like, well, let's run the numbers. I think it will completely cover you as a one person, no problem.
Right.
So then he would be participating, but he wouldn't be drawing out the full amount. So maybe somehow like know that too, like if we got people that are participating, but it's not the total amount, because Medicare Advantage plan should be basically in the same, a similar boat, right? Because it's not gonna take the full amount for that either.
right. But, and I think what Hane has been doing with the worksheets that she prepares for us to know how much to draw out of the fund to cover the retiree insurance. She's making a list of anyone who retires who's eligible and might be opting out for now.
Okay.
So we've got a list of who's drawing, who's eligible and not, you know, participating at the time. I think that's the kind of thing I can provide to you, as well as, you know, how many active people maybe we have on the payroll the week before we meet. Does that work?
Okay. Good. Anything else you guys can think of? I think just knowing, getting to see these, how much is going in there. It's doing great. I mean, really, it's everywhere we hoped it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't do this year sooner.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, really,
I would feel a lot bigger for sure.
it's growing fast though. right?
Yeah, so what was the number, Linda, that you said as of June?
Currently 484,000.
484.
338, yeah. And likely I'll do that as well, you know, because the statement's a little bit historical. I'll look the day of the meeting or the day before the meeting and see what the current balance is.
We do want to look just close to October, go to the beginning of November, so we have that most current.
I think so. You have schedules, you know your schedules by heart.
I do that. But because to me, it doesn't matter. Well, I'm 20 minutes away, so I can drive it from home.
Okay.
I mean, you guys might as well keep scheduling it on your shift. Shift is easier for you.
Yeah. The calendar, check calendar.
I do. I mean, I just have it in my phone.
Does Friday work for you, or is there a different day of the week or a different time?
Probably a little later than 1 will work out better for you guys, right?
Okay.
Maybe like
Okay.
2 o'clock or something.
Okay.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we look at Friday, the 4th of November at 2 o'clock?
That should be a B shift day, actually.
That's where-
2 o'clock. And let's plan on, and what I'll book is the conference room in City Hall. Upstairs, the big conference room. Hopefully by then they'll have the streaming service available there. It's not available right now, but I think in that time it will be.
And that's where our first meeting was, that conference
Yes, exactly. You can run the next meeting. I'll do the agenda. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
To have a look first as chair, and I'll put together a packet once I get an A-okay, if there's anything you want to add to the agenda.
Okay.
Aaron probably working with me on this kind of stuff too, so
Okay.
just to get more familiar with what's happening.
Great.
They haven't come up with anyone yet, Chris, for you, so
No,
I
man,
asked Junior.
yeah, and then same thing for Sean, and
Yeah,
follow
for
the
Sean
rules, yeah,
also.
whatever.
So we need 2 people.
Yeah, because fortunately, we have enough here to have a quorum,
Right,
but if Chris isn't, then, yeah, we just
Yeah.
have some room.
And per the contract, the E-board gets to select those 2 members, correct?
I believe so, yes.
What is the e-board?
The executive.
Our executive board.
Oh, gotcha, okay. Anything else we want to talk about, any public comment?
Did you get the actuarial, I think I
Yes,
sent that to you.
yes.
Yeah, how that-
I have that in our permanent file,
Okay.
on our network, so.
And I thought I sent you guys copies too, but if not,
Yeah, you did.
okay. And then the notes for the things to talk to Nancy about,
Yep,
we need to
I
bring
have.
that up in here, or is it,
No,
okay?
I've got it, now.
And again, I'd say the bigger one is that 2% dollar amount that should be put in there.
Okay, all right.
So just so we're clear, right now what happens from the fund, how does the money transfer from the fund to the city, and how often does that happen?
We do a monthly draw out of the fund, for those participating. There's only 3 or 4 people right now participating. And so Catherine, after the month is over, does a draw request and I sign it, and the money comes out of MERS and comes into the bank account. After every payroll, we make a contribution to the fund
Right.
of what's withheld. Retiree contributions go once a month as well.
From their pension,
Yes.
so that's at a rate of 2.5.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Nothing else?
Good.
Motion to adjourn.
Hey, 16 minutes, great job. Thank you, Chad, very much.